What's up, guys? I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never, and welcome back to another Turbo update. If you enjoy this style of content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, none of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want.
Okay, so as we stand right now, you can see that Turbo is up about 7% in the last day. And if you look at it from a market cap standpoint, it's currently at 156 million. Now, this is obviously down from where Turbo initially peaked to. However, this is still significantly up from this initial breakout. As you guys know, Turbo dropped down to about 90 million. That's where Turbo was at about 3 Turbo videos ago for me. In fact, the video that I titled Insane Discount was around 94 million and it almost marked the exact bottom. So we actually got pretty fortunate with that. But again, as we stand right now, Turbo has had a nice breakout. What I would say right now is that price action looks like it's starting to form some sort of a bull flag. Now, it looks a little bit strange because we initially formed some sort of a bull flag and then we had a strong breakout. But then the last few candles have been red. So it's like we're forming another little bull flag pattern right here. But you can see that we are starting to get some sort of a breakout again. Now, the reason for this breakout, though, is probably due to the overall market. I'll start off by showing you guys the Memecoin market, but if you look at like Pepe as an example, it's up 11.8% in the last day. And Pepe is actually up almost 18% in the last week. I've been telling you guys for a long time that Pepe is a project that you absolutely should be watching. Pepe has proven time and time again that it is one of the main leaders of the Memecoin market. So the fact that we're seeing Pepe start to separate a little bit is very good. If you scroll down, you can see that Turbo is currently the 184th largest crypto. And Turbo's up 9% in the last day, and it's actually still up 21.3% in the last week. But this does not account for the entire breakout. The entire breakout happened a little bit over a week ago. That's why it's not showing the whole breakout amount. But again, this is still nice to see compared to a lot of other projects. If you look at Turbo's volume, it still has excellent volume, 92.6 million, and it's actually up 148% in the last day. From a volume to market cap ratio, it is just under 60%, which is huge for this project. If you look around the market, a lot of projects are under 10%. So this clearly shows that there's a lot of interest in Turbo. And if you look at where a lot of the volume is coming from right now, Binance has a lot and HTX also has a lot. But in general, there's a lot of good volume distribution. Now, if we go back a little bit and you just compare Turbo's volume to a lot of other projects around it, look at some of the projects right above it. Again, Turbo's 92 million, Toshi 16.9 million, 32.4 million, 28 million, 3.2 million, 11.2 million. You have to get all the way up here to Dog with Hat before you see a project with higher volume than Turbo, at least in terms of the Memecoin market. Again, that shows a lot of interest in this project still. Now, before I go any further with Turbo, I do want you guys to understand that on December 10th, we will have the next FOMC meeting. I know we're hopping straight into the macro stuff, but just understand this could absolutely affect the market. And if you look at Polymarket right now, they're predicting like a 93% chance that we do get rate cuts. This is something that I'm also going to be watching. So the Federal Reserve is expected to begin buying back at an all-time high 45 billion of debt each month beginning in January. So if we see some version of quantitative easing, then that could be extremely bullish for the market. So there is a chance that we get a lot of good information at this meeting. You need to be paying attention to this meeting. That said, I'm now going to take a look at the TurboX account. So if you look at the TurboX account, they're at 112,000 followers. And they actually just posted 2 minutes ago, home for the holidays with the Turbo family, warm lights, full hearts, and festive vibes all around. The timing on these Turbo posts are getting kind of crazy. My last Turbo video was just like this. But in general, there hasn't been anything major, just mainly some of these motivational posts that they do. And I'm going to continue saying the same thing. For the time being, this is exactly what you want to see. I can't stress this enough for anyone who is just now tuning into some of these Turbo videos. You do not want to see super bullish news right now whenever the market is not breaking out. And I know I just talked about how Pepe is looking a little bit strong and some of the projects are showing strength. For example, Bitcoin is at 90,800, but the reality is that the market is still very indecisive. We are seeing fear on the fear and greed index. It was only a couple weeks ago that this was all the way down at 10 and we are seeing extreme fear. Whenever you're seeing extreme fear, you don't want to see super bullish news, because even if super bullish news does create some sort of a pump, pumps are very hard to sustain during these market conditions. You want better market conditions for a better breakout. So just keep that in mind. A strong project is going to do well regardless. And personally, I think Turbo is a prime example of that. We saw it drop down under 100 million and it spiked huge right after that. And it pumped all the way up close to a $200 million market cap. So just keep that in mind. But I do also just want to give you a quick little Bitcoin update as well. So when you look at Bitcoin on the weekly candle, this weekly candle closed as a doji candle. It's very indecisive right now. As I've been kind of talking about though, this isn't surprising because we have an FOMC meeting coming up this week in just a couple days. So an indecisive close does make sense. As we stand right now though, the stochastics are still extremely oversold and the RSI is still extremely oversold. The RSI still has not been this oversold since 2022, which is what a lot of people still don't understand. The last time the RSI was this oversold, Bitcoin was at $16,000 a coin. That right there tells you that the current sentiment does not match price price action. We also saw several days of extreme fear all the way down at 10, which hadn't been seen since 2022. So that right there should tell you that there is a massive opportunity in the market. And when you look at the weekly time frame and the monthly, I'm just going to show you the monthly mainly right now, but if you look at the weekly and the monthly, we have a strong bullish divergence. You can see that price action is swinging up into a higher low and the RSI is swinging down into a lower low. Bullish divergence can often signal that a local bottom is near, especially when you have bullish divergence on this large of a time frame. Now, to be clear, these are the larger time frames. I say this all the time, but a lot of people get upset whenever Bitcoin drops a little bit over the next 3 or 4 days, if that were to hypothetically happen. But you have to understand, these take time to actually play out. So do not just expect a massive breakout right now. But overall, the bigger picture of Bitcoin still looks very good. We're clearly holding a higher macro low, and we have a lot of bullish indicators. Historically speaking, this has been the time to load up on your conviction plays. But that's about all I have for you guys today. If you guys are interested in turbo and market updates just like this, then I always recommend taking a look at my Discord as well. As a lot of you guys know, we've been printing in here this entire cycle. So if this is the kind of community that you'd like to be a part of, you can find the link right here on my YouTube homepage. I'd love to have you guys in here with us. That's about all. Let me know down in the comments how you guys are feeling about Turbo. If you enjoyed this content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.